Hey everybody, well, welcome to my submission for P4. I'll just be running through my prototype and my innovative idea. All right, here we go. So the problem that my innovation seeks to address here has to do with analog gauges. These are very common in industry. I've worked with them almost daily for the last 10 years or so, and they do a great job of showing you what a pressure or a temperature is currently, but what they can't tell you is if this pressure or temperature has changed or if it's correct, if it's reading what it should be at this time. So my innovation is going to try and solve that problem for us. So what's currently done, most often people will just take a Sharpie or a paint marker and they'll put a mark on the gauge to indicate where the pressure should be or where they want it to be or where it has been. In some places, like in the medical field, they do have specialty gauges that have little indicators built into the bezel that you can slide around to indicate your desired readings. Unfortunately, those are quite expensive and they're not very common in industrial ratings for pressure and temperature. So my innovation is a clip-on indicator that'll fit around the outside of the gauge, and you could slide to indicate any pressure or temperature, and that way you'll have a reference point and you can also take it off again after. And the universal nature will allow it to fit on any style of gauge that you happen to have out in the field at the moment. It's a pretty simple design. Basically, it's just a spring that will allow it to stretch over different widths of gauges. They all come in different shapes and sizes. It's got a rubberized back and a little magnet that allows it to snap onto the metal casing. And then the indicator on the front will just clip around the bezel, and that way it'll be able to indicate your desired reading. So the upsides, it's very cheap, it's reversible. So unlike a paint marker or a Sharpie, if you decide to change your mind later, you can just take it off or you can slide it around to show a different number. And the best part is its universal nature means you can use it on any gauge that you happen to have already. You don't have to go out there and replace a bunch of gauges that have been already installed in the field. To the downsides, I do worry that it could be bumped or inadvertently removed by employees, but a little bit of training and a quick explanation would probably help solve 90% of this problem. Clear message. Employees will understand this right away. As I said, I've come across hundreds of marked up gauges in my 10 years in the industry, so they'll understand what it's for, and I think they'd be appreciative of it. And seemingly simple, the device is a universal fit. It doesn't require any technical skills. There's no moving parts. There's no complicated explanations. You just clip it on. It's pretty straightforward. So small steps, really it's only one step. Whenever an employee decides they need a reference point on an analog gauge, they just clip it on, leave it there for as long as they have to, and then when they're done, they clip it back off, right back to normal. And then a compatible fit. The universal design was going to fit on most styles of gauges, anything that's already out there in the field right now, so not a lot of changes have to happen just to make this fit into the workplace. My innovation should be a reliable performer just because it's so simple. There's no moving parts to break. There's nothing to hang up and go wrong here. Easy in. Again, it's cheap. It doesn't require any changes to your current infrastructure. If you've got standard gauges outside, this will fit right on top. And it's totally reversible. So if you decide that you don't want it out there anymore, it's just a matter of clipping it off and you're back to normal. All right, well, I hope you guys all liked my innovative idea here, and stay tuned. We'll do a quick product demonstration in my YouTube video submission. All right, thanks guys. Bye.